From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Good Wednesday morning. Thankfully, we only have one notable fire that's burning within the region, the Red Bridge fire, but it's still prompting evacuations in Cle Elum. This one is burning at the 4800 block of Red Bridge Road in Cle Elum. 53 acres containment went up to 20% just yesterday. Now, an update on the evacuations. The level 3 go now evacuations have been trimmed back, but it still includes Loping Lane, Nordic Lane, Arrowleaf Lane, portions of Will Road. And the level 2 area is still along and to the north of State Route 970, along and mostly to the south of Red Bridge Road, along and to the west of Tinaway Road, and it does include some portions of Quail Drive and other portions of Will Road. And we'll reiterate some of these locations coming up a bit later in the newscast. Just wanted to give you a crash course little tour there. All right, we're concerned about more fires starting and spreading rapidly for both today and tomorrow, as we'll have that combination of strong gusts, dry air, and dry vegetation. We'll also have that for Friday, albeit the wind gusts going to be a little bit calmer. Right now, winds already picking up in the basin and in the Kittitas Valley. That's only going to ramp up throughout the course of the day. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the mountains. Your day planner forecast for today for lower elevations, 80s by 11 a.m., 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. Bottom line for the forecast, dangerous fire weather through Friday. Will be about 5 degrees warmer than normal for Thursday through Tuesday, but cooler compared to today. Shower chances return, maybe cool us off a little bit more at the beginning of next week. But touching on all these points, especially this one on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, a possible break could be coming in the manhunt for Travis Decker. New sightings and a trail of tracks are giving deputies hope. And we have the latest from Chelan County.
Plus a wild chase, a stolen truck, and a dangerous person now in handcuffs. With the details on how Benton County deputies were able to track a suspect down.
And caught on video this morning, take a look. Yakima County Sheriff's Office sharing a wild arrest story thanks to some high-tech machines and quick thinking. Details all on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Jade Elliott. It's Wednesday, June 11th. It's going to be another hot day. We'll check in with Josh on the forecast, but we have a lot of news to get to this morning as well.
We want to start off with a follow-up on the ongoing manhunt for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 daughters in Chelan County.
The officials are now saying that they are hot on his trail after multiple new sightings near Kolchak Lake and Ingalls Creek. A group of hikers recently told deputies that they saw a man who matched Decker's description. They say he was alone on the trail, he was avoiding people, and he looked unprepared for the terrain and the weather.
Soon after, a helicopter team spotted who they believe was Decker, but he took off running when he saw the chopper. Tracking dogs picked up his scent and followed it to the Ingalls Creek trailhead, but lost him again in that rough terrain.
So now an emergency alert has gone out to people living in that area, urging them to stay alert, to lock their doors, and of course to report any suspicious activity to 911 as that search continues.
Now to a crime alert out of Benton County. A man wanted for ramming 3 patrol cars and escaping police is now in custody. The Benton County Sheriff's Office PRO-ACT team have arrested 28-year-old Hector Flores. This comes after a chaotic chase that ended near Welshon Way and Duportail Street. Investigators say Flores initially fled from a traffic stop, then allegedly took a pickup truck at gunpoint, which led authorities on a second chase. Officers used a pit maneuver to stop him in the stolen car, and Flores was taken into custody without any further incident. He's now facing multiple felony charges, including assault, robbery, and eluding theft.
And to West Richland, where police are asking for your help identifying a theft suspect. It was all caught on camera at Enterprise Middle School. Take a look. We have some of those images from surveillance video. This was on May 29th, just before 10:30 p.m. You see this male suspect stealing a motorized scooter. This was locked up outside the school. Police say he ditched the helmet, the lock, rode off to a nearby vehicle, loaded that scooter inside, and then investigators believe that 2 females, possibly the same age, were also involved in this. If you recognize anyone from this footage or have any information on this theft, you're asked to contact West Richland Police.
Now to Yakima, where intense video footage shows a wild arrest made with the help from the Yakima County Sheriff's Office. So take a look at this. Deputies were assisting a state DOC officer in arresting a man on felony probation. When he tried to hide, a drone spotted him sneaking through a canal, and you can see it on your screen there. One deputy took off, climbing a fence, slamming into a tree, running through the water, and even jumping another fence to catch him. The man was then arrested and taken to jail.
Heading to the roadways now, where summer means road construction, and in Benton County, several upcoming projects are all about improving safety on the roads. Starting later this summer, Benton County Public Works will begin installing some new guardrails, replacing old stop signs, and launching multiple intersection upgrades. These improvements are being funded by federal dollars aimed at reducing crash risks, especially in areas that have seen a higher accident rate in the recent years. Projects are planned in Kennewick, Prosser, and Grandview.
And so we work with the Washington State Department of Transportation, and we identify these areas where we're having higher than usual run off the road or intersection collisions, and then we go to them and seek funding.
Now, all of the work is set to begin in August, and county officials say that the goal is simple: make the roads safer for everyone who drives on them. 6:06 now, and continuing to keep an eye on that fire burning in Kittitas County. It's the Red Bridge fire, still burning this morning.
And according to the most recent update, the fire has burned around 53 acres and is currently 20% contained. Also, state fire assistance has been mobilized to back up the local crews that are already battling these flames.
Yeah, so this fire started Monday afternoon just before 4 o'clock. It's been burning through timber, grass, even several structures. Now, U.S. Forest Service leading the response, sending in 3 strike teams to help contain it. The cause of this fire, though, still under investigation this morning. Now, level 2 and level 3 evacuation orders are still in place for people living in the area of this fire. So that's putting homes, power lines, and other infrastructure there in jeopardy.
And taking a closer look at exactly who's under evacuation orders this morning, level 3 go now orders include all properties from the 3100 to the 5500 block of Red Bridge Road on the north side. Also all properties on Wheel Road, Pine Duff Drive, Loping Lane, Nordic Lane, and Arrowleaf Lane.
Now again, these are level 3, which means people in those areas should be leaving immediately. They should be seeking shelter elsewhere, and they should stay away until further notice, until they're told they can go back home. Now a shelter has been opened up at the Centennial Center in Cle Elum for anyone who is displaced by this fire.
And moving on to level 2, get set evacuation warnings. This has been set for all properties from the 5500 block of Red Bridge Road east to Tenaway Road on the south side of Red Bridge Road to SR 970.
So people in that area under the level 2, they need to stay alert. You need to be ready to leave at a moment's notice, but as of right now, you can stay in your home.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest.
I was born here. Where am I supposed to go?
Tensions erupting in Southern California as what began as a peaceful protest over immigration raids quickly turned violent. We'll take you to the scene in California and have how the upset has moved its way right here to Washington State.
And giving you a live look outside this morning from our Biomark camera in Yakima. It is 9 minutes after 6. When we come back, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert forecast.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. With the Chase Ink card, we got up and running in no time.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business.
An accident can shatter your life. The award-winning team at Tamaki Law can put your life back together.
I'm attorney Brian Smith.
And I'm attorney Megan Hale. Thank you for voting us Yakima's first choice for personal injury, civil law, and best overall law firm.
We are honored and grateful to be part of this amazing community.
If you've been seriously injured, call Tamaki Law and get your life back.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
The Never a Bother campaign reminds Yakima Valley youth that reaching out for help is never a burden, whether it's to a friend, trusted adult, or by calling 988. With strong community support, we are here to ensure that no young person struggles alone.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
Never a bother.
If you're having thoughts of suicide or want to learn more about how to support youth in your care, visit neverabother.org for more information.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
We decided to open Playroom to give others the space to be creative. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow and make something from nothing.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Ink Business Cash Card from Chase for Business.
The 3-Degree Guarantee, sponsored by Legends Casino Hotel.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We have a red flag warning that's in place for the Kittitas Valley and Upper Yakima Valley until 8 p.m. this evening. This has been issued by the National Weather Service in Pendleton. If you'd like to read more about that, you can do that by downloading the First Alert Weather app free in the App Store or on Google Play. Also, you can see hour-by-hour forecasts just like this one. This is more, bi-hourly, but we're going to be in the mid-70s as soon as 8 this morning in the Tri-Cities, mid-80s by lunchtime, and up into the mid-90s at the peak of daytime heating. So for today, not as much sunshine as yesterday. We'll have more clouds up in the sky. Also, little chances of thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. We'll show you that with Futurecast coming up in a few minutes. But yeah, the highs, it's still going to be toasty out there, just not as warm as it was for Monday or Tuesday, but still about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. 80s and 90s for lower elevations, 60s and 70s for the Cascades, 60s, 70s, and 80s up in the Blues. For tonight, the skies are going to be clearing. Shouldn't have any more thunderstorms on the map. And overnight low is going to be mild with 50s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s up in the mountains. But again, over the next few days, fire weather concerns going to be up there because of the dry air, the dry vegetation, and the winds. I'll tell you just how strong the winds are going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thanks so much, Josh. It is 6:13 now. Taking a look at our national headlines. What started as just a demonstration against federal immigration raids quickly turned violent in Santa Ana, California.
With clashes between protesters, police, and even the National Guard, leaders are now calling for calm as police and Guard members remain on high alert.
Nicole Comstock is at the scene and takes us there.
Quarreling between protesters in Santa Ana briefly hit a boiling point Tuesday, with people in the crowd screaming and shoving each other, at odds about the presence of National Guard members. Some say they're just here doing their jobs.
They cannot do anything.
I fought for the freedom of speech.
It was a far cry from the chaos that unfolded here Monday night, when a few people in the crowd threw powerful firecrackers and mortar-style fireworks directly at local police in the street. Police responded by launching tear gas and pepper spray rounds their way, slowly dispersing the crowd over several hours. The initial intention to protest federal immigration raids happening locally, overshadowed by those who came to cause trouble.
I just ask you, don't take the bait. They are trying to provoke us into making sure they paint us as being the villains, not the victims. We know we're here for our parents. We know we're here for working families and working people that aren't criminals.
Orange County leaders held a news conference to let the local immigrant community know they're supported and to condemn a militarized response to protests.
We're capable and we have the ability and the resources to be able to provide whatever necessary protection we have for our community.
The police chief who denounced the vandalism and violence last night said he would rather have his own police force de-escalating tensions in the community stemming from the raids. As cleanup crews work to repair the damage left behind, the National Guard continues to protect the federal building into the night, and police once again line up in riot gear for what could be another long night in the street.
Now that unrest has also reached us here as protests have been sparking up throughout Washington state.
Yeah, just in Seattle, demonstrators gathered outside a federal building as tensions over immigration and federal actions spread north. About 40 people rallied outside the Henry M. Jackson Federal Building just yesterday. Yeah, a few clashes even broke out as protesters used electric bikes and scooters to block vehicle entrances to the building, trying to prevent federal vans from moving detainees. Police with the Department of Homeland Security cleared those barricades, but protesters put them back where they stayed well into the afternoon. That's the story we'll, of course, continue to follow and keep you updated on. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, our Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert full weather forecast. Will we be seeing even more hotter temperatures? We'll let you know coming up in just a few minutes.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
The NBA Finals continue on ABC.
Sponsored locally by Prosser Memorial Health. Learn more at prosserhealth.org. This is how we care.
Feeling overwhelmed? It's time to shed your worries, literally. At Columbia Basin Buildings and Sheds, we've got the perfect shed to clear the clutter, create space, and bring peace to your life. Man cave, playhouse, done. Want something custom? We'll build it just the way you want it. And we deliver for free. Spring is here. Shed the mess, shed the stress. See dealer for special pricing. Visit Columbia Basin Building and Sheds today, 3680 West Van Giesen in West Richland.
At Smoke City for Less, we understand every smoker is unique. Explore our over 1,500 vape flavors and specialty curated selection of tobacco products. Your perfect flavor and blend awaits at any of Smoke City for Less 6 locations. Save your pennies. Smoke City for Less has the lowest prices. Find the best vape mods, batteries, kratom, and specialty products too. Our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to provide personalized recommendations. Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
What's great about basketball? Almost everything.
What's not great about basketball? The term three-pointer.
Boring.
Instead, let's just call them triple plays.
Check it out. Hit it, Steve.
Roberts has it, fires. It's a triple play.
It actually works.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including go-karts, mini golf, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Complete coincidence that that's also the name of where we work.
Not engineered by marketing, no way.
Austin Reed is a television news leader with a passion for unique stories that have affected positive change for more than 20 years.
Get the best local news coverage every day, right here.
Wendy Redmond, Austin Reed, Stacey Lee, Apple Valley News Now, on your side.
Next live, the iconic Henry Winkler.
I'm so happy to be here. What a good reason to wake up.
Plus, Taryn Edgerton from Smoke.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Today and tomorrow, both First Alert weather days, as we will see, of course, the potential for fires to start and spread very quickly, as we'll have that combination of dry air, dry winds, dry vegetation, and strong wind gusts. But for today, before we get into the winds, I want to show you this, as we could have some showers or thunderstorms in the Blue Mountains. Now, it looks like most of this is going to be in the Wallowas, but some of this could sneak over into the Blues. If it does drop down lightning, there will be the chance for fires to start or spread quickly, but we're more so concerned in lower elevations for that potential, again, with the dry air, the dry vegetation, and the dry winds, or the strong winds, I should say, and they're going to be dry as well. But peak gust up around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 45 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills, around 40 miles per hour for the Tri-Cities in Hermiston and Pendleton and Walla Walla. That's just for today. For tomorrow, we run it back as we'll see peak gust around 55 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 40 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills. So yeah, those ingredients will certainly be there for fires to start and spread quickly. And then for Friday, looks like all the same ingredients are going to be in place, except this time the wind gust a little bit weaker, but that's honestly a moot point. Peak gust around 45 miles per hour in the Kittitas Valley, 35 miles per hour in the Blue Foothills of Morrow County. The wind's picking up because high temperatures coming down due to a series of dry cold fronts. So it's a catch-22. We like to see the temperatures come down. We don't like to see the winds go up, but high temperatures stay pretty consistent once they bottom out on Friday. And rain chances finally sneak back into the picture for the beginning of next week. It doesn't look like we'll get much, but hey, at least it's something. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Concerns for fire starts through Friday, a nice weekend overall, then perhaps some rain to start next week. In Yakima, dangerous fire weather over the coming days, but hopefully some relief in the form of shower chances next Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, another volatile fire weather setup over the next few days. Stay tuned to see if we extend the first alert weather day out to Saturday as well, because the winds looking pretty strong for Saturday as well. In Hermiston, hot, dry, and breezy/windy for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe we get cooled off with some shower chances next week. Then in Walla Walla, also seeing the potential for fire starts for the rest of the work week, but rain chances possibly stabilize that for next week.
Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, Nintendo's newest console is flying off the shelves with record-breaking sales and massive upgrades. We'll tell you how the Switch 2 is switching up the gaming world. Coming up next in your entertainment headlines.
Life. It's a crazy thing when you think about it. It's either about making memories or remembering those moments that matter most. Broadmoor RV has been serving families and its community in the Pacific Northwest for over 20 years. From travel trailers to toy haulers, truck campers, motorhomes, and fifth wheels, we have what you need to start creating memories with the ones you love. So get out there and make those memories last a lifetime. Broadmoor RV. We make camping fun.
This summer, big wins come in sevens at Wild Horse Resort and Casino. Get ready for the $100,000 Lucky Summer Sevens giveaway with over $12,000 cash up for grabs every Friday and Saturday in June. The heat is on, and so is the grand prize on June 28th. 3 winners choose 7 cards with prizes. Reveal 7 sevens and instantly win $17,000 cash. Wild Horse Resort and Casino, celebrating 3 decades of fun.
Welcome to Pasco, where we are building a community rooted in culture. Check out the Farmers Market downtown at Peanuts Park, Saturdays from May through October. Taste something new at one of our diverse local restaurants, the Pasco Specialty Kitchen vendor windows, or our growing food truck scene. And enjoy the natural beauty of our waterfront parks and the Sacagawea Heritage Trail. Shop small, explore local, and experience the spirit of Pasco. Naturally transformative.
Bathfitter showers have got people talking. Our wide selection of showers means it's exactly what we wanted. Seamless and watertight walls are much easier to clean than tiles and grout. And they stay in excellent shape. Every Bathfitter shower is backed by a lifetime warranty. And with thousands of 5-star reviews, the experience exceeds expectations. It's no wonder millions of Bathfitter customers love their new shower. It just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Hit by a big truck in bad weather? There's a law that says truck drivers have a legal duty to use extreme caution when driving in hazardous conditions. Knowing these laws sets my truck wreck team apart. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Hit by a big truck, our team knows truck wrecks and how to win for you. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the Big Truck Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Real Estate Services, Christine Connolly, Realtor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. We're starting off your entertainment news talking about video games. So gamers, listen to this. Nintendo is smashing records again.
Yeah, the company just announced it sold more than 3.5 million Switch 2 consoles in just 4 days. It's now the highest global launch ever for any Nintendo system, outpacing even the original Switch, which dropped back in 2017.
And no surprise, fans lined up for hours outside stores like Best Buy, which extended its hours just to keep up. At $450, the Switch 2 comes with a bigger screen, upgraded Joy-Cons, and even a game chat feature so you can talk mid-game.
Did you get one, Josh?
I didn't, but this looks fun, especially so you could like talk smack mid Mario Kart. Why'd you throw that banana at me?
If they have a Super Smash Bros. game, that would be great.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and the Smash and Wreckers Smash Bros. Let's do it. Okay, that was my dumb joke of the day.
Let's do it.
Anyways, talking about movies now, AMC customers will now have extra time to go get popcorn, candy, and drinks.
Starting next month, the theater chain says it will show more advertisements prior to the start of a film.
And I know everyone was asking for that, so congrats to AMC. Well, AMC just made a deal with National CineMedia, which will allow the ad company to show a commercial just before the feature presentation.
Movie experts say theatergoers can expect an average of 20 to 30 minutes worth of promos during the pre-show.
It's good to know if you're taking your kids.
Yeah, good to know when to go.
Yeah.
So show up about 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late. I used to just go right on time.
Well, I know, because you don't want to be late.
Yeah.
You don't want to miss anything.
Exactly. So
now I think there's a few things
time.
you can miss. Yeah, okay, great. In other entertainment news this morning, you've seen Ryan Reynolds on TV pitching Mint Mobile. Now get ready for a new celebrity-founded wireless service.
Actors Sean Hayes, Will Arnett, and Jason Bateman are launching Smartless Mobile. It's named after their podcast, which is also called Smartless.
The company's CEO says it was founded when the actors realized most data people use on their phones happens when they are connected to Wi-Fi networks. So for most people, a few gigabytes per month is plenty, and they don't need pricier unlimited plans.
Smartless will operate on the T-Mobile network. Those are three funny guys right there.
Yeah,
Yes.
Smartless. I think I need to listen to that podcast. It sounds funny now.
I was going to say, if it's those three, I'm all in.
Sounds wise beyond its years, right?
All right, so much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. We do have an update on a silver alert that we first brought to you just yesterday. We'll get to that.
Plus, if you've been feeling the pain at the pump or learning there could be a reason, we have what AAA is saying it could be and more, all coming up in your next half hour.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
Here at the clinic, we offer our medical weight loss program. Diabetes, and more broadly, insulin resistance, is a highly inflammatory state that increases our risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, as well as Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases.
Basically, it's the lack of awareness about what's creating that weight. There's lots of psychological aspects to that, so that where you come to is to a more centered place of feeling good and connected and positive about yourself. Self-confidence.
You have access to over 100 weekly group fitness classes, top-notch fitness facilities, cutting-edge scientific therapies integrated into your program, and dedicated coaches rooting for your success. We also offer options for pharmaceutical assistance. We create patient-specific game plans centered around the 7 essential elements, which are sleep, nutrition, atmosphere, breathing, movement, thought, and purpose.
So rather than just focus, it's not dieting, and it's not focused on dieting, and that's not what we do here at Pacific Clinic. It's mind, body, physical, emotional, mental, and the combination of all of those things. And I think that makes us tremendously different than any of the other programs out there.
To get started, call 509-783-5465 and schedule an appointment with a client advocate today.
Welcome to Nob Hill Casino in Yakima. Experience the thrill of our Vegas-style casino, featuring the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club and earn exciting rewards. Enjoy games like Blackjack, Pai Gow, and High Card Flush. While you're here, don't forget to unwind with a drink at our cozy bar or enjoy a meal from our restaurant. Come discover Yakima's ultimate entertainment destination, Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
Like most people, my days are nonstop. When I'm working, I need to stay focused. I'm not worried about my finances. That's why I went looking for a bank that makes managing my money effortless. Apple was exactly what I needed. Helpful people with easy-to-use tools. Now, I spend less time stressing about money and more time doing the things I enjoy. Where do you credit union?
Looking for a trusted professional to guide you through your real estate endeavors? Carrie Lundgren with River Realty is ready to guide you through the process. As a lifelong Tri-Cities resident with 35 years real estate experience, she has the knowledge, dedication, and enthusiasm to make your real estate dreams come true. Whether you are buying your first home, moving up or scaling back, or looking for an investment, she has got you covered. Call Carrie today at 509-948-0580 and start making your dreams a reality.
Hello there. Watch Live with Kelly and Mark.
Weekday mornings at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good Wednesday morning. Thanks so much for waking up with us, joining us here for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jade Elliott.
I'm Jessica Jalal.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Cash with Colbreth.
Jackpot Josh.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jackpot Josh. I like all the nicknames. What can I say?
Weather Jesus.
That's my favorite one.
I don't know. That was
the
a
40 days and 40 nights of forecasting.
Well, now it's a little bit more than that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look.
No longer Weather Jesus.
At our 3-degree guarantee.
I like a weather prophet.
There we go. That's more. I like that. That's not as dicey. Well, the weather prophet got it right yesterday as he went with a forecast high of 100 in Pasco Tri-Cities and a verified at 100. So the jackpot went up to $1,075. So for today, a cooler forecast high for Pasco Tri-Cities, 94. If it verifies between 91 to 97, the jackpot's going to hit 1,100. If that doesn't happen, the jackpot could be yours. Find out how to win the jackpot by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com, clicking on the contest page, or you could scan the QR code that's on your screen. Okay, we have a first alert weather day once again for today and tomorrow, as we'll see a dicey fire weather setup as the air is going to be dry, the vegetation is going to be dry, and the wind gusts are going to be strong across the map, especially in the Kittitas Valley. Essentially the same setup for Friday as well. The wind gust a little bit less strong, but you get the gist. And with those evacuations in place in Kittitas County outside of Cle Elum, it's a good time to go over this. What all the evacuation levels mean. Level 2, be set. That means you have to pack go bags, prepare to leave at a moment's notice. Level 3 means go now. It is mandated by law. So here's what to put in the go bag. Non-perishable food, 3 gallons of water per person, a map with at least 2 evacuation routes, necessary prescriptions or meds, a change of clothes, extra eyeglasses or contact lens, an extra set of car keys, credit cards, cash, traveler's checks, first aid kit, flashlight with extra batteries, battery-powered radio, also with extra batteries, copies of important documents, pet food, and water. We're going to be talking about this a lot this summer, unfortunately. Now quickly for this morning's temperatures, 60s and 70s for lower elevations, 40s and 50s, and even some 60s up in the mountains. Your hour by hour for today going to be in the mid 80s by lunchtime, up into the 80s and 90s at the peak of daytime heating. Still 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. Thankfully cooler compared to the last couple days, but I'll take you on that zone by zone forecast of today's pretty warm forecast. It's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Josh, thanks so much. Well, we begin this half hour of news talking about fire season as it is officially heating up.
That's right. Firefighters in Benton County were called out to a grass fire Monday afternoon, which quickly charred land between Prosser and Benton City. So take a look at your screen. Just before 1:45, crews responded to the area of Rothrock and West McCready.
You can see a large area of land was burned. Thankfully, no structures damaged. No one was hurt. The fire's forward progression has stopped. Crews still mopping up some hot spots, though, this morning.
And the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Now to a follow-up on a story that we first brought to you yesterday, an update on the silver alert for the 73-year-old woman who was missing in Toppenish. According to police, Joan Papantonio is now safe and has been located. A silver alert was issued after she was last seen on June 1st after being dropped off in the Terrace Heights area of Yakima County. Again, she has been found and is safe.
And continuing our coverage out of Sunnyside this morning, where the new interim city manager isn't the only thing concerning residents.
That's right. A community member is seeking action being taken by the city council or be taken by the city council when it comes to crime in his neighborhood.
That's right. At Monday's city council meeting, a person making a public comment told the city council that the Vegas bar in Sunnyside continues to be the leading reason for crime in his neighborhood.
He says that since the Vegas bar opened its doors, noise and violence continue to be spread in the area, despite law enforcement issuing citations for those noise complaints. But the community member says the city prosecutor declined to move forward with charges because of a loophole in the way the ordinance was written.
With all due respect, this is unacceptable. So I ask you, council, how many bullets need to fly? How many more sleepless nights do our families have to endure? How many more chances do we have be given an establishment that contributes nothing but fear and disruption and chaos to our community? My wife and I, our neighbors, have had more than enough. The booming music from Thursday through Sunday night must stop. The open drug use in the parking lot must stop.
Now he's asking for council to suspend the liquor license of the Vegas bar until there is a resolved investigation leading to lasting changes.
The Sunnyside Police Chief suggested the use of flock cameras in the area to help reduce crime to the council as a potential solution. In consumer news now, if you've been feeling some pain at the pump, you're not alone. Washington drivers are paying nearly 40% more per gallon than compared to the national average. AAA says the state now has the third highest gas prices in the country, with San Juan County topping the list at just over $5.20 per gallon. But there is some relief, as Stoughton, Spokane, and Benton counties are seeing the lowest prices with averages under $4. The statewide average, $4.37, while the national average sits at just over $3. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, if you're in need of a little sweetness added to your morning, stick around because we'll meet Maple, a goofy, playful pup with a huge heart and also a little extra bounce in her step. Why her special needs aren't slowing her down and how you can make her part of your family. That's coming up in our Operation Best Friend.
And give you that beautiful live look outside this morning from our Legends Casino and Hotel Sky camera at Richland's Columbia Point. The mighty Columbia looking beautiful on this Wednesday. Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your first alert forecast when we come back at 6:37.
Early warnings, accurate forecasts.
Apple Valley News Now, first alert weather.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is $0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
When it comes to legal matters, you need someone you can trust. At Morphine Law Firm, we are sincerely grateful for the last 5 years of trust and support you've given our firm. Your trust and support have been a major driving force behind our mission for justice. We offer free consultations, and we may not always tell you what you want to hear, but we try to steer you in the right direction. We appreciate your continued trust and confidence in Morphine Law Firm.
At Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons, your safety is our top priority. We are the only board-certified oral and maxillofacial surgery experts in wisdom tooth removal and dental implant placement in the Tri-Cities. With years of experience and a commitment to excellence, we ensure every patient receives safe, personalized treatment. Ask your dentist to refer you to the Tri-Cities experts in oral surgery. Columbia Basin Oral and Maxillofacial Surgeons. We look forward to meeting you.
Phones were made to help us connect, yet somehow they've made us less connected. Which is ironic, don't you think? We try to put our phones down, but we need to pick them up to see the menu. We can't watch something without also watching something else. Ironic. Ironic. But look, here's a phone company who wants you to use your phone less. That's ironic. Yeah, but in a good way. Let's find us again with Us Mode. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Traffic jam. Ugh, and I'm already late.
Next live, the iconic Henry Winkler.
I'm so happy to be here. What a good reason to wake up.
Plus, Taryn Edgerton from Smoke.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now. Want a family 4-pack of tickets to Dust Devils baseball? Well, enter right now on our mobile app or click on contests at applevalleynewsnow.com. Winners get tickets to the Friday, June 20th game with baseball and family feast specials at the concession stand. See you there.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Let's go ahead and take you on a zone-by-zone tour of today's forecast. We start off in Kittitas County, where it is going to be windy today, especially in the valley. Peak gusts up around 50 miles per hour. Then in the Yakima Valley, these peak gusts out of the north and west between 20 to 25 miles per hour. High is going to be in the mid-90s. Then for the lower Columbia Basin, also mid-90s. Pretty windy out this way with winds out of the west. Peak gusts between 20 to 35 miles per hour. Even windier than that for the Bluefoot Hills of Morrow County out of the north and west. Peak gusts around 50 miles per hour. Highs in the Morrow County foothills going to be in the mid-80s, low to mid-90s in the Bluefoot Hills of Umatilla and Walla Walla counties, then 60s, 70s, and 80s in the higher terrain of the Blue Mountains. Could even see a few showers or thunderstorms today up in the Blues. Now let's talk about today's vegetation dryness forecast. So we established that we're going to have winds across the map. The air is going to be pretty dry, but in terms of the vegetation, remember 100% would be each microclimate's driest vegetation since the turn of the century. And we are going to be into that significant range today in the Cascades, specifically in the upper Yakima Basin, 97%. But these numbers looking pretty bad in the Kittitas Valley, Yakima Valley, lower Columbia Basin, and Bluefoot Hills as well. All that to say, these are powder keg kind of numbers. Now, thankfully, these numbers starting to trend down over the next couple of days. And with some rain chances on the horizon for the beginning of next week, possibly these numbers could get helped out a little bit more.
6:42, time now for some joy and a lot of tail wags in this week's Operation Best Friend.
We're introducing you to Maple, a 1-year-old husky mix who's winning hearts with her energy, charm, and resilience.
That's right. She may have epilepsy, but this happy girl is loving life, thriving in her foster home, and now she's looking for her forever family.
And so just in time for breakfast, here's Maple.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by As You Wish Houses, Christine Connolly Realtor, and by Manthite Group Cross Country Mortgage.
I'm Elizabeth Norman with the Pipple Pen, and this is Maple. And Maple is a 1-year-old female. She is a mixed breed, husky mix with a questionable mix. She is an extremely happy, playful, fun-loving dog. Maple loves everybody she meets. If that's dog, if that's human, she's good with cats. She loves to play with children, and she loves to run and is super clumsy, and it's lots of fun to watch her. Maple does have idiopathic epilepsy, so she has epilepsy with an unknown cause. She has had an MRI. They were able to rule out any type of tumor or other cause. She is on medication and her seizures are mostly under control. So because Maple's grown up in a foster home, she is going to be coming to you with basic skills. So she is able to walk on a leash very nicely. She is house trained and crate trained already, and she is comfortable living in a home with a family. Maple enjoys toys and she is great at self-entertaining with them. So if you tuck her into her crate with a bone, she is happy and nicely behaved. Though she's living with epilepsy, Maple is otherwise healthy and is expected to live a normal lifespan. If you're interested in Maple, you can go to our website and all of her information is on there, as well as how to apply to adopt this lovely girl.
She's a cutie.
Too cute.
And she could be yours. So much more ahead here on Good Morning Northwest. When we come back, your morning sprint, everything you need to know as you head out the door. And checking back in with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth and your full First Alert forecast, giving you that beautiful live look outside this morning. More Legend Sky Cam from Richland's Columbia Point. We're back after the break.
Boom! So much for you!
Sounds like someone's got the munchies.
Is it too much to ask for you to play a little bit better?
Wouldn't make much difference with your aim.
Hard to miss your big head.
Okay. Hey, we said no head jokes. Build your own Munchie Meal.
Or get mine.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
The old me was stuck in the daily grind. My routine didn't allow for any self-expression. I found clay, and that changed everything. I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative, to build something.
This is the first
And that's how Clayton was born. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. There's a creative side in all of us. That's what I hope people come here to find.
Earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials with the Chase Ink Business Cash Card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours.
The savings continue with Bi-Mart's latest savings book. Pick up a copy from our employee owners in store today. 28-ounce Gatorades are 4 for $5. 12-ounce Red Bull drinks are 3 for $8. Get a Heinz picnic pack for $5.99. Best Way's 16-foot pool is just $329.99. And Yakima Bates Rooster Tail 6-pack is just $11.99. Plus save in the bonus zone on Werner Jerky and Dawn Dish Soap. Save store-wide through June 16th with Bi-Mart's latest savings book.
In a world filled with accidents, the injured look to Mo, because Mo knows these guys are bulldog tough on personal injury and workers' compensation claims. Mo knows you can go to the other guys, but why would you? From Beck and Autumn, Bulldog Tough.
Have you heard about refractive lens exchange? K2 Vision RLE means no glasses, no contacts, and no readers permanently. And you'll never develop a cataract.
No glasses or readers. K2 Vision RLE.
At McCurley Subaru, service has always meant more than just turning wrenches. It's about turning trust into lasting relationships. That's why we've expanded to better serve you. Double the oil change bays, 33% more technicians, and faster turnaround with basic services done in about 45 minutes. And we don't just service Subarus. We work on all makes and models, old and new. Whether you're maintaining your vehicle or facing something bigger, our newly remodeled service department is ready when you are. McCurley Subaru, your way home. Book your service appointment today at McCurleySubaru.com.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Get employee pricing plus 1.9% and $4,500 bonus cash on a 2024 Ford F-150 STX. Only at your local Ford dealer.
You know I'm never afraid to lay it on thick. Like with my 100% beef patty melt with 2 melty cheeses and grilled onions all on my famous toasted sourdough. It's beefy, it's melty, and it's back. Starting at $5.49. Get so much more.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Operation Best Friend, sponsored by the Manthei Group Cross Country Mortgage.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Morning Northwest. Today and tomorrow, first alert weather days because of the fire start potential in lower elevations. Before we get to some of those variables behind that, first I did want to talk about the thunderstorm potential that we're going to have in the Blues for today. Around lunchtime, some of these could start up and they could last into the afternoon or into the evening. I think by the late evening, though, these should be off the map. So we could see obviously some lightning from that, but a few fire starts are going to be possible up in the Blue Mountains, but we're more so concerned about fire starts for lower elevations because of the dry air, the dry vegetation, and the strong wind gusts. Peak gusts today in the Kittitas Valley around 55 miles per hour, around 45 miles per hour in the Morrow County foothills, around 40 miles per hour in places like the Tri-Cities, Hermiston, Walla Walla, Pendleton. Today's probably going to feature the strongest wind gusts, but still fairly strong for tomorrow, especially in the Kittitas Valley, 50 to 55 mile per hour gust. And then for Friday, the setup is going to be the same, at least in terms of the fire start potential, except the wind gust is going to be a little bit weaker this time. But still, look at our friends in the Kittitas Valley, peak gusts between 40 to 45 miles per hour. So again, in these conditions, fires could start or spread very quickly. So please exercise all the fire safety you've learned over the years. Winds picking up because we have a series of dry cold fronts that's going to really do a number to our high temperatures over the next few days. They're going to bottom out at around 85 in the Tri-Cities by Friday. That's still a few degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. We'll kind of stay around that level as we head into next week. Hey, how about a little bit of good news? Well, the cooler temperatures, that's some good news. And rain chances, more consistent rain chances to kick off the beginning of next week. It doesn't look like we're going to get much rainfall in terms of accumulations, but hey, every little bit helps, especially around this time of the year. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. Concerns for fire starts through Friday, a nice weekend overall, then perhaps some rain to start next week. In Yakima, dangerous fire weather over the coming days, but hopefully some relief in the form of shower chances next Monday and Tuesday. In Ellensburg, another volatile fire weather setup for the next few days, so stay tuned to see if we extend the first alert weather day out to Saturday as well, as the winds are going to be pretty strong by then. In Hermiston, hot, dry, and breezy / windy for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Maybe we get cooled off with some shower chances next week. Then for Walla Walla, also seeing the potential for fire starts for the rest of the work week, but rain chances possibly stabilize that for next week. Now let's head out to New York City to see what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, soda wars. Coca-Cola taking on competitors like Dr. Pepper, revealing they're bringing back an old fan favorite, Diet Cherry Coke. The beverage giant tapping into nostalgia, bringing back the drink from the 1980s after it was discontinued in 2020.
Brings a little bit of nostalgia. But it also, from a taste perspective, does, almost compete directly with Diet Dr. Pepper.
This just the latest move in the battle of the beverage brands. In March, Pepsi acquiring prebiotic soda brand Poppi.
Healthier sodas have things like probiotics, prebiotics, so you're adding more function in addition to being refreshing.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have much more on these diet soda wars and what it means for consumers. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Ned's excited for his big date, but he's wondering,
what if a flaky plaque throws me off my game?
What if Ned knew he could treat differently?
Otezla is the #1 prescribed pill to treat plaque psoriasis. Dad? Otezla can help you get clearer skin and reduce itching and flaking. Doctors have been prescribing Otezla for over a decade. Don't use Otezla if you're allergic to it. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing or swallowing, swelling of the face, lips, tongue, throat, or arms. Severe diarrhea, nausea or vomiting, depression, suicidal thoughts, or weight loss can happen. Tell your doctor if any of these occur and if you have a history of depression or suicidal thoughts.
With clear skin, Ned's movie night could be a groovy night. Live in the moment. Ask your doctor about Otezla. Scan to learn more.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time is now 6:52. It's time for your morning sprint. We start off with your national headlines. It appears Elon Musk may be having some regrets. This morning, we're learning he has deleted some of his most fiery posts about President Trump. Until recently, Musk was heading the Department for Government Efficiency. His relationship with Trump deteriorated in public fashion last week. On X, Musk slammed Trump's massive tax and domestic policy bill, but now he's backtracking, saying his posts, quote, went too far.
Now, the top 5 local things you need to know this morning at 6:53. The search for Travis Decker, the father accused of killing his 3 daughters, is intensifying. Chelan County deputies say a group of hikers spotted a man by himself in the encampments. They say he was acting strangely, avoiding people, and he looked unprepared. A helicopter crew later spotted that man they believe was Decker near Kolchak Lake, but he ran off. K-9 units tracked him to Ingalls Creek trailhead off of Highway 97. They lost him there again. Deputies sent out an emergency alert urging anyone in that area to stay alert and to lock their doors if they live there.
A felony suspect who was on the run after ramming 3 patrol cars has been arrested. Deputies say 28-year-old Hector Flores was found yesterday near Tanglewood Drive. Flores allegedly stole a pickup truck at gunpoint, leading police on a second chase. He was taken into custody near Welshon Way.
In Yakima, police say a man wanted on felony charges was arrested near the Canal Trail. Take a look at this video. Detectives spotted the man near South 3rd Street. They say he tried to run, but he was quickly caught with the help of a K-9 unit.
The Red Bridge fire in Kittitas County continues to burn this morning. It's now scorched more than 50 acres near Cle Elum. The fire is at 20% containment as state and federal crews continue to battle it. Evacuation orders still in effect in some areas, and a shelter has been open for anyone displaced at the Centennial Center in Cle Elum.
And good news from Toppenish. Joan Papatinoy, the subject of a silver alert, has been found safe. The 73-year-old was last seen on June 1st after being dropped off in the Terrace Heights area. She was located just yesterday after police turned to the public for help.
Trending this morning, if you've ever sipped a Blue Moon and thought, I wish I could wear this flavor on my face. Okay, never have thought that.
I don't.
Well, if you have, your oddly specific wish has come true.
Because Blue Moon is now teaming up with EOS, the lip balm brand, to release a citrusy balm inspired by the famous Valencia Orange Kick. In the beer.
They should have started with that.
Right.
Now it sounds better.
Now it makes more sense.
And before you ask, yes, it's technically for legal age drinkers, but no, it doesn't come with a buzz.
All right, well, it's a limited edition. It's $4.99, and it's shaped like a tiny little orange. I think it's under the lower third.
Oh, okay. So the lip balm drops online today, and that is with how their lip balms usually are, like a little egg, like a little balm. Yeah.
But you better buy fast because this one-of-a-kind collab is only for a limited time.
Oh yeah, things like that always sell out so fast.
Yeah, okay, now that it's orange, I'm on board.
It makes more sense.
I was like, beer flavor
beer on my face?
I don't really like beer anyways, so I was like, no thank you for, I don't know.
I don't need to smell
I don't
like
need food flavored lip balms anyway, you know?
How about a nice like little Natty Light container, the lip balm? Not a fan of that? Natural Light?
I'll take a little more citrus.
It's like, it's the worst beer. I don't like beer either. So.
We're gonna need some citrus and orange juice for this hot weather outside.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hot. Thankfully getting cooler, but as we cool off, wind gusts picking up, that means fire weather concerns going up as well. First, let's touch on temperatures. 60s and 70s already. Listen, if you head out the front door this morning, it's gonna feel fantastic, but up in the higher terrain, a little bit cooler with 40s in the Cascades, 50s and 60s up in the Blues. Later today, all of us still gonna be about 15 degrees warmer than normal for this time of the year. That means most of us for lower elevations going to span between 89 to 95, sort of within that range. The bottom line for the forecast, more dangerous fire weather through Friday. Our high temperature is getting a little bit cooler for Thursday through Tuesday, but still about 5 degrees warmer than normal. We'll have some small shower chances returning for Monday and Tuesday, but back to the fire weather concerns. First alert weather day for today and tomorrow for all lower elevations of southeastern Washington and northeastern Oregon, and then we'll just run that back for Friday as well. So exercise, please, please, please. Your local friendly neighborhood meteorologist telling you to stay fire safe over the next few days.
And drink water.
Yes.
And wear your sunscreen.
Yeah, all the things. Thank you guys for watching Good Morning Northwest. You can always find updates on our website. That's applevalley.newsnow.com.
Hey, Good Morning America's up next. We'll be back tonight at 5 with your local news and weather.
Have a great day.